Hello, my friends. It's Heather Nichols here, and let's have a chat today about including your body in the creation of your business. How the heck do you do that? Well, it's already included, but let's look at this. So, if your body is stressed, if you're in pain, you're sick, you don't feel well, you're tired, how's business? How does business go? How does that, how's your performance? How can you show up for your clients or your employer or, whatever it is that you do? Well, we all know it's very obvious, right? That when your body is stressed, when your body's not happy, it makes it very difficult to do a good job, to perform whatever it is that you might be, doing. So now, but the opposite is also true, where when your body is thriving, when your body is happy, your business can actually also thrive. And somebody said to me not that long ago that we were having a conversation about pain, and they said that for them, their sort of like ideal with their body was that they could, like, if they could walk around not knowing that they had a body, that's like ideal, meaning like, because we notice pain. Like if my elbow is really hurting me, then I'm going to notice my elbow more than I normally do. And so this person's kind of like, whole sort of perspective on pain was like, you want to get out of pain so that you don't notice your body. And that's a very small way to look at things, because there's so much beyond pain. There's actually pleasure. Not a very popular thing in our world, but pleasure is really fun if you are willing to have it. And in order to have pleasure, you actually have to be willing to be really different, because like I said, it's not a popular thing. Like it's not one of those things that people tend to, it tends to create ripples in your sphere of influence, like the people in your world. When you have too much pleasure, like you don't want to have too much pleasure, because that actually creates some, people get upset, people get threatened, right? When you're really alive and you're really creative and you're really, that can be, that can be threatening to people around you. So it might be threatening. Now, do you need to go into that? Do you need to solve that for people? What if you could actually have levels of pleasure with your body that other people aren't willing to have? And what if that also would translate into thriving with your business, thriving money flows, thriving relationships in every area of your life? So how does this work? How does this really work to include your body in the creation of your business? Well, I look at business in a very broad sense. I look at business as your whole life. And so it's not just, the thing that you do for money. It's what you do with, all of your time. It all, flows together and moves together. And if I'm, like, have had a beautiful time with my family, then I'm gonna, have more peace and ease with business, things like that. It's like, you can see how it all comes together and contributes to each other. And this is what I call the entrepreneurial biome, which is the name of my podcast, The Entrepreneurial Biome, which is about nurturing the ecosystem of business, body, and living. So when you nurture that ecosystem, everything gets greater. And in an ecosystem, if one thing gets greater, everything gets greater. If one thing is suffering, everything suffers. That's just how ecosystems work. And so one of the things that our bodies are incredible sensate, sensory organisms. They have a lot of actually kind of unique awareness and unique capacities that we have, most people have barely even begun to explore and touch and discover. And so with that, when you shift from the pain paradigm and the need to get out of pain into this space of the body being like having all this pleasure and having a lot of, amazing things going on, our bodies start to give us very different signals. They start to indicate to us so many more things, and actually just sort of point us in the direction of things, or we might be feeling so good that we're just so creative that the ideas flow. The innovation is like the switch is on, and you're just flowing with new ideas and innovative possibilities for your business. All of those things tend to occur when our bodies are resourced, and we can consciously resource our bodies to create that effect. So, and because a lot of times when people are looking at like, well, what else can I create in my business? How can I grow my business? They're looking in a very narrow kind of pathway. They're just looking at this like, okay, so, I need to do this, and this. And when someone wants to grow their business, oftentimes there's a real presumption underneath it that they're going to need to work their booty off. They're going to need to like get in there, roll up their sleeves, not a lot of sleep happening. This is the way of the world. Like you want to make more money, you want to grow your business, you got to work harder. Well, what if that was not the case? What if everything was actually the opposite of what it appears to be? And it wasn't about working harder. It was about being different, making a lot of different choices in your life, and prioritizing the resourcing of your body. So as you do that, so how does that look in the pragmatics of it? Well, what do you enjoy doing? What does your body enjoy? And I would say, I'm a little bit biased maybe, but I haven't really met a body that doesn't like to move. Bodies love movement. They're designed to move. So a lot of times, things that are really enjoyable for people with their bodies involve movement. And you might have a degree of pain where that doesn't even sound fun to you. Like it doesn't seem like it would even work. And there's ways to change that. Like there's all kinds of ways to get out of pain, which I'm not going to go into in this video, but a lot of resources that I have for that can help you, be able to even do things with your body that you enjoy. But it's all very intertwined. And so as you explore what's up with your body, you're gonna and you start to lean into pain. If you have pain going on, lean into it and be like, what is this actually about? One of the things for me that came up recently is my body has been really not wanting to be at the computer. And actually my hands, my wrists, my shoulders, everything upper body is no, it seizes up at the thought of being at the computer. Well, that has ended up being a really cool thing. My body isn't able to sit and type all day. And so I've had to come up with other ways of doing my business and other ways of engaging with things that have been so much more fun for me and so much more generative, so much more creative, actually have other people help me with things. And it's been amazing what it's creating in my business. But if I had just gone down the path of my body hurts, I need to, take some Advil so that I can push through it and sit at my computer and do what I need to do. There's no question there. There's no sense of hey, body, what's going on? What do you know? What are you showing me here? What's right about this that I'm not getting? What are you showing me, body? And I as I've done that with my body's like, I don't want to do technology, I don't like doing a lot of technology. And I'm like, oh yeah, I know. I get that, So, okay. So what else can I do? How else can I create, And it's been amazing to see. I've had to create and innovate. I've had to become flexible. I've had to diversify. I've had to, do all these things that feed the biome. And my business is just growing and flourishing as a result of it. So it's never that there's anything wrong. It's just that sometimes we need to ask different questions so we can start to create in a totally different direction than where we thought we might have been going. And oftentimes it's our bodies that point us there.